Hey guys, this is Daniel, and this is another Advantage Moment. In this video, we'll continue our journey through the various mental illnesses that some people struggle with on a daily basis. We've spoken about the quirky language that mental health professionals sometimes use. We also spoke about the stigma surrounding counseling and therapy. When you have the time, check out these videos to catch up. But today we're going to be talking about a mental illness that roughly 40 million adults in the United States struggle with. It's a mental illness that negatively affects 8% of children and teenagers at home or at school. This mental illness is called anxiety disorder. Stop. Anxiety disorder? You mean what everyone else calls being scared? Hold that thought. Before you say another word, hear me out for the rest of the video and then make up your mind, okay?
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
Now, being scared or terrified doesn't mean you have an anxiety disorder. There's more to it than that. In fact, being scared can be a healthy thing. Anxiety is actually a biological survival technique, case in point. Say you're being chased by an enormous dinosaur. This is the threat. This is an appropriate reaction to the threat. This is an appropriate response. Getting away. Your mind didn't have to make a decision whether to run or fight the danger. It decided for you. It's a built-in reflex that your body uses to keep you alive. Now, what would happen if you didn't have fear and anxiety to keep you safe? Curiosity is another biological trait that we won't get into here, but Buddy the Elf is really interested in this little fella. This is a threat. It means leave me alone or I will attack.
I need a hug.
This is someone who doesn't have an appropriate amount of fear. The result? Now, I can give you a textbook definition of how anxiety is diagnosed, but the point of this video is just to give you a snapshot, not to weigh you down with information. Only an appropriately licensed practitioner or a mental health professional can officially diagnose you. Even then, it's not always something that can be diagnosed in one session. Anxiety becomes a challenge when it's triggered for inappropriate reasons, or for apparently no reason at all. When people are experiencing anxiety, their symptoms take on two forms, emotional and physical. Emotional feelings can range from feelings of dread, feeling tense and jumpy, irritability, fearing the worst possible scenarios, being constantly on the lookout for danger. Physical feelings can include rapid heart rate, stomach pain, sweating, tremors, headache, insomnia, fatigue. See, having an anxiety disorder goes way beyond being scared or nervous. You have to experience habitual anxiety for an extended period of time before you can get an official diagnosis, and it has to interfere with your everyday life. So feeling nervous a month or two before graduation might be a cause to speak with someone, but it doesn't mean that this is a symptom of an anxiety disorder. Feeling emotionally and physically upset after a tragic car accident is normal, but increasingly being emotionally or physically upset some time after the accident might be a warning sign. Look, anxiety disorder is a complicated medical condition because it can present itself in many different forms. Again, my goal is just to inform you on the basics. If I were to go into details, you'd probably have time to go marathon episodes 1 through 6 of Star Wars and get back in time for my grand finale. So let's streamline this process. Anxiety disorder is actually an umbrella term for a range of anxiety disorders. They include panic disorder. This is where an individual has sudden and extreme feelings of terror for no apparent reason. People experiencing a panic attack often think they are actually having a heart attack. Phobias. Everyone has something that they are afraid of and would like to avoid if at all possible. A phobia comes into play when individuals go to exaggerated and extreme lengths to avoid what they're afraid of. Generalized anxiety disorder, or sometimes called GAD for short. This medical condition produces chronic, exaggerated worrying about day-to-day life. Remember, chronic and exaggerated are key words. There's two others that you've probably heard of in news and entertainment. They are obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, and post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. These are also under the umbrella of anxiety disorder, but they're far too complicated to discuss in this video. I promise we'll devote more time to these in future videos. So you might be thinking now, what causes anxiety disorders? Scientists believe that several factors and conditions must combine for someone to develop an anxiety disorder. One condition could be genetics. Studies suggest that anxiety disorders tend to run in families. The other condition is stress. Traumatic events like a death in the family, abuse, violence, illnesses are often linked to developing an anxiety disorder. So how is someone diagnosed with an anxiety disorder? Well, as we saw in the previous video about depression, it's wise to rule out medical conditions like heart disease or hypothyroidism. If there's an underlying physical cause to anxiety, it's vital to address that first and see if the symptoms go away over time. If there's no underlying medical cause, then a mental health professional will be able to identify and categorize your symptoms. So how are anxiety disorders treated? Listen, there are many opinions about treating various types of anxiety disorders, and again, if you want me to list them all, you're gonna be here for a while. But all treatment methods tend to fall into three categories: therapy, medication, and other complementary health approaches. Look, this video in no way makes you an expert on anxiety disorders. Be wary of any video that says, "Watch me and diagnose yourself."
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
If you were a skeptic, or still are, I hope this video has informed you on anxiety disorders and spurs you on to research the topic further. But I also want this video to offer hope and empathy to those with an anxiety disorder, or to those whose loved ones have this condition. You are not alone. There are many people who struggle with anxiety. Not only are you not alone, but there are various resources at your disposal to help you start or continue your journey towards recovery. We at Advantage are eager to serve individuals who struggle with anxiety disorders and their families. For more information, please call us at 706-389-6767 or go to our website at advantagebhs.org. At the top of this page, you'll find links to our other various services. If you think that you or someone you love is struggling with an anxiety disorder, I want to encourage you to take the next step and get the help you need. Maybe it's giving us a call. Maybe it's getting someone you trust to make the call for you. Maybe you just need to talk to someone, a teacher, guidance counselor, coach, or a trusted family member or friend. Whatever that step might be, just know that we at Advantage are eagerly waiting to walk through this journey with you. Again, my name's Daniel, and this has been an Advantage Moment. Thanks for watching.